You said you play sports.
I play
Talk
sports.
to me. What sports do you play?
So I was living in the Baltimore area in Northern Maryland at the time, and when I lost my leg, and I tried basketball, because basketball is kind of that ubiquitous sport that a lot of people who aren't in chairs have heard of.
Yeah.
Or seen it on TV.
Yeah,
or
wheelchair
something.
basketball.
Wheelchair
Yep.
basketball. So I played on a team there in Maryland, and what I've come to find out is on a lot of basketball teams, you have like all the types.
Okay.
And that's standing or chair. So you got your people that are your silent assassins. They can just drop a 3-pointer on you like nobody's business.
Okay.
Not quite Steph Curry
Curry
quality,
that was
but
jinx.
pretty decent,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Pretty decent,
Yeah.
right? You have your people that their mouth never stops running, but they can't drop a coin in the ocean.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You have your people that are your like rebounders and they work really hard, but they never get to shoot. And then
Okay.
you have your people who never show up to practice, but show up for the games and think they're Michael Jordan.
Oh, those are the best people.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have all
Even
these
the two-leggers
these
are like
type,
that.
right?
Yeah.
These types. And so, you still have them in wheelchair basketball
Yeah.
too.
Dang.
And so I did that for a couple of years.
Personalities don't
and-
change.
Well, and it's really hard because regular basketball, as an able-bodied person, you use your legs to shoot. Your arms are basically your guidance.
Yeah.
That's your guidance system.
Yeah. Legs and wrists.
Your legs are what you really use.
Yep.
When you're in wheelchair, that is totally taken out of the equation, right?
Yeah.
So now it's all upper body strength.
Okay.
And I
Basically,
would
you
be
have
the
to
first to
You
say,
have to bring it up.
oh yeah, and I would be the first to say, I was an expert in wheelchair basketball at shooting air balls.
Okay.
100%.
That's impressive.
I could barely make a layup, and that was on a really, really,
Is it considered
really
a
good
layup
day.
if you don't jump?
I always tell people, I'm like, dude, where's your vertical leap,
Yeah.
man? Where's your vertical? What's up?
You got to bounce
And
the
you're,
wheelchair
and
up
you're like
and then
strapped
go.
into the chair. So it's like, yeah, that ain't happening.
It's a modified layup. Yeah.
So I did that for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then I found wheelchair. I always wanted to play tennis.
Okay.
Growing up, I would watch. There was something called, on Saturdays, one of the gentlemen here, he will understand. It was called Wide World of Sports.
Oh, yeah. By Mutual of Omaha.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
And it would only come on Saturdays. And they say the thrill of victory and somebody, getting a medal or whatever, and the agony of defeat was this guy like having a yard sale skiing down a mountain. He crashed and he hit a plastic sign and he falls and skis are going everywhere, poles are going everywhere, and that was the agony of defeat. It's like, yeah, that's kind of a defeat.
Yeah, a little bit.
And so that's where you would see like tennis, like Wimbledon, French Open, that type of thing. And I used to practice running across the court to get the ball, like the ball kids.
Yeah.
I would practice
the
that
quick run
in
out
the
and run
in the
back.
living room.
Okay.
Yeah. And
that's
because
what you wanted to do, not the tennis.
No, I wanted to play tennis, but I felt
Okay.
like you had to be a ball kid first.
Yeah, be the
you
ball.
know,
Yeah, and
before-
then move up to the
and
tennis.
then move up to play.
Okay, I see where you're coming from.
And I grew up. I was born in the '60s. I grew up in Georgia in the South, and I talk about race and when you grow up in that environment, it's considered normal. There's certain things that you see that happen that you just don't even acknowledge.
Yeah.
But they're there.
They're not
And-
right, but they end up being normal. Yeah.
Exactly. And so you have somebody who's not from the South, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." And you're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, like it's
So
what life was.
that's
Yeah.
normal. And so back then, there were not very many black people playing tennis in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay. I could probably see that. Yeah.
Right. And for the kids, it was basketball, baseball, and football.
Okay.
And being honest, at the time, one of the most famous golf clubs in the world actually did not allow people of color and did not allow women.
Oh wow.
And then the Augusta Country Club also did not allow people of color.
Oh wow.
So it was,
on
if
the
you were going to
Masters.
play, you were going to play. I didn't say that.
Just gotta throw it out there. You know what I mean? That's within our lifetime. That's not great. Not a great look.
I actually have friends who are members, and they were wonderful people, and their kids, you would never know that they had any status
Yeah.
in society. Their kids are just normal kids, which is
That's really
I
cool.
think that's a hat trick.
Yeah.
To raise your kids that way,
Yeah.
and they're just
That's
not,
rare.
Yeah,
Yeah, to
they're
be
not
at that
elitist.
status, but
and they're
still
just
be
they're just
normal.
those guys. I know they're just wonderful people, but
That's really cool.
they're also my age,
Yeah.
and not older.
Okay.
And that whole tradition that's like no other. You know, they used to have only black caddies.
Okay.
And they expected their waiters to be black men in a white coat, like a white tux coat. I mean, you know, there are very specific things that were there, and that was the tradition.
Yeah.
And that didn't change.
Okay.
And until they did.
Yeah. Which good thing they did.
Right.
Yeah. Still crazy that that's in our lifetimes.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And so when I lost my leg, I was like, you know, I played tennis a year and it was self-taught and it was ugly.
Okay.
Yeah, I admit that too.
That's fair.
It was very ugly.
I wasn't great at it either.
Right? I mean, I could hit the ball over the net. And sometimes I even hit the ball over the fence.
Okay.
I know, wrong sport.
Yeah, it's
not
a little
baseball.
bit impressive, honestly, to get it all the way out
right?
there. But
not baseball.
they're not
and
short.
I get it.
They're not short fences for tennis.
No, they're high.
Yeah.
And it takes talent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, special kind of talent.
Is we'll go with that word.
And the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
You're right.
And so, so when I was in a chair, I started playing, and again, it was self-taught, and I wanted to try to make the Paralympics, and had I been injured earlier and played 20 years prior, the level that I was playing at, I would have made the Paralympics. But the level that people play at now, there's no way.
Too high.
It's too high.
Help me understand wheelchair tennis.
Okay, so
you're doing the back and forth still with the wheelchair?
Oh yeah. So
how are you pushing and then grabbing your?
So you always hold the racket.
Okay.
And I have you can't see it with the camera, but I call it my man hand callus.
Okay, I see that
because
there.
when I hold the racket, I push on this hand. I grab both the wheelchair push rim and the tire.
Okay.
On this hand, I just grab. I have a special grip tape.
Yeah.
That's I can show it to you later. But what I use that for is I use the push rim, but I can't grab both the push rim and the tire.
Yeah.
Because I'm holding my
get that
my
push
racket
rim right on the palm.
And I
of the
hit
thumb.
exactly and on that grip tape. And so that's what I use.
Okay.
And when you're playing tennis, wheelchair tennis, the only adaptive rule is that you're allowed 2 bounces.
Oh.
So picture playing singles in a chair, and you have to cover the whole half of your court.
Interesting.
And there's doubles as well. Same rule, but that's the only different thing. So right now, the French Open, today's the last day of the French Open.
Mm-hmm.
There are wheelchair professionals. They play under the International Tennis Federation, ITF.
Okay.
And they only invite a small number of people to come, but there are wheelchair players who play at the French Open. They're part of the French Open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome that it's gotten to a place where now they have them doing it like that.
And they play at the Grand Slams. They play at
Wow.
all the Grand Slams, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
You know,
the world's
even
opening
Wimbledon
up for
with
people
grass.
like us.
Yeah, even Wimbledon on grass.
Oh, that is cool.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah, the world is opening up for more people like us.
It's got a long way to go, but it's come a long way.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And so in wheelchair tennis, you don't hit a two-handed backhand.
Okay.
Because if you don't get to the ball, you can't hit it.
Yeah.
And you have to push.
So you're pushing and then just one hand going over, getting it over.
And what I had a coach and he taught me, like, when I'm pushing, I'm going for a ball, our little thing was push, 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 stab.
Okay.
And then you turn and get back. Try to get back out of the court.
Because if you get back, you have 2 bounces, so then you can go diagonally to which way the ball's going.
Because we can't go laterally.
Yeah, okay. To then set you up. Okay. And
if you're playing against a really good player,
what an interesting way to play tennis. Gosh.
And if you're playing against a really good person, they'll just hit the ball by you.
Okay.
But you really work on movement. Chair movement is imperative in wheelchair, like in those types of wheelchair sports, because if you, I oftentimes after tournaments over, you know, we'll have volunteers that come and they get the balls for us and they kind of ball run for us and that type of thing.
Cool.
And usually they're like maybe high school students that need volunteer hours or a local college tennis team. They will come.
Cool.
And at one actually it was a pickleball tournament, a pickleball clinic. I convinced the coaches and the players to get it. Actually, no, it was a tennis tournament. I'm sorry. I convinced the coaches and the college tennis players to get in chairs.
Oh, yeah? And try it out?
And try it out.
How'd that go?
And these were like college scholarship players.
Tennis players,
And there were a couple of them. It didn't matter what you put them in. They just nailed the ball.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Now,
they couldn't move.
I was going to say, because most people can't control a wheelchair, especially a sport wheelchair.
Yes. Sports wheelchairs are extremely responsive.
Yeah, so touchy.
And I jokingly tell people, man, it's like you can sit in that thing and spin so fast you'll hurl.
Yeah.
without even trying.
Oh yeah,
and
I
going
do it
in
with
a
my daughter to get her all dizzy and then let her walk away.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And going in a straight line is difficult.
Yes, yeah.
It's easier to go that way than go straight. So,
yeah, definitely.
But so
That's
I play wheelchair tennis. I play wheelchair pickleball.
Okay.
I play. I'm starting to get back into basketball a little bit. I've played a little bit here in the last few months. People are like, "Oh my God, you're really good." I'm like, "I am." So anyway.
So you need to stick with it. It sounds like if other people are telling you that.
It's up here. I'm
Shine
thinking
bright
about that.
like the prosthetic.
I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. That was cool. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You know